We're going to continue this chapter with solving multi-step equations. This time we're going to be using or solving equations that have like terms and parentheses. Our goal is to solve equations using the distributive property. We're going to start right there, the distributive property. So you might see equations like this. 2 times the quantity, x minus 1 equals 6. Our goal is still to figure out what x is. And to do that, we're going to isolate the x on the left side of the equation by itself. The first step when you see a set of parentheses is to perform the distributive property. So 2 times x and 2 times negative 1. Now this turns into a two-step equation. I want the x to stay, so I'm going to move this negative 2 and 2 to the other side. We're going to bring the non-variable term over first. This negative 2 we're going to add. On the left side I'm left with 2x. This one-step equation tells us to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. We get 4. Okay, this is our answer. The directions do tell you to check your answer when you're finished. So this is my check over here. To check my answer, I put my value that I got for x into the original equation. And check to see if both sides of the equation are true. So the left expression here, PEMDAS tells me to start inside the parentheses. Because both sides are equal, I know that my answer, x equals 4, is correct. Let's try 26 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 6. This time, our variable is on the right side of the equal sign, so I'm going to move everything else away. When there's a set of parentheses, we're going to start with the distributive property. 2 times a negative 6 is a negative 12. This is the two-step equation where I'm going to bring the non-variable term to the other side of the equal sign. And then when I do one-step equation, they're multiplying, I'm going to divide. So I get an answer of x equals 19. Check that. I'm going to plug 19 in for x into the original equation. So on the right side, I'm going to start with the parentheses. 19 minus 6 is 13. And 2 times 13 is 26. So I know that x equals 19 is correct. Okay, negative 2 times the quantity 17 minus 3k equals negative 24. Go ahead and get a head start on that one. See if you can get an answer. And then check it. Distributive property. Negative 2 times 17 is a negative 34. Negative 2 times a negative 3 is a positive 6k. I need to bring the non-variable term to the other side of the equation first. Always look at the sign out in front. It's negative, so I'm going to add. Here I'm following integer rules, so same sign sum, different sign difference. 34 minus 22 is 12. This is the bigger quantity. It's positive, so my answer is positive. On the left side, I'm left with a positive 6k. Divide both sides by 6. So k equals 2. We're going to plug that in to check to see if we got the right answer. Negative 2 times the quantity 17 minus 3 times 2 equals a negative 22. Let's solve the left side of that expression. Start inside the parentheses, and I just start with multiplication. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 17 minus 6 is 11. And then multiplication. Both sides are equal, so I know my answer. K equals 2 is correct. Okay, let's try a different type of problem. And this problem is combining like terms. Let's say we have the equation 3n minus 40 plus 2n equals 15. Remember, an equation is just two expressions put together with an equal sign. So the left side here is an expression, and this is an expression. If I'm looking at the left expression, I see that we have like terms. I'm going to identify them. Always taking that sign out in front. Because they're on the same side, because it's an expression, you do what it says. 3 plus 2 is 5n. I do not, and this is the biggest mistake that people make, I do not do the opposite. Cross it out and bring it over here, because I'm not bringing anything to the other side of the equation, the other expression on the other side. Because they're on the same side of the equal sign, I do what it says. 3 plus 2 is 5n. And then I copy down everything that I did not use. This is a two-step equation where I'm going to bring the non-variable term over first. And then it turns into a one-step equation, so I'm going to divide. I didn't add right, did I? 1 plus 4 is 55. Backtrack a little bit, there we go. Now if I would have put that into the equation, 13 into the equation to check my answer, I would have gotten the wrong answer, and I knew to go back and fix it. So we are going to check this. And I'm going to plug 11 in anytime I see the letter N. So 3 times 11, 2 times 11. Still working on the left side of the expression. 33 minus 40 is negative 7. Negative 7 plus 22, again subtraction. Both sides are equal, so I know that this is the correct answer. Let's try 21 equals 4x minus 9 minus x. Again, I have like terms on the same side of the parenthesis, or equal sign. So this is an expression. I'm going to identify those like terms. 4x and negative 1x are like terms because they're on the same side of the equal sign. I do what it says. 4 minus 1 is 3x. Copy down everything I didn't use. Always take those signs out in front. This is possible, this is possible. This is a two-step equation. One-step equation, I'm always doing the opposite. So I get an answer of x equals 10. Let's check to see if that's right. And anytime I see x, I plug my answer in. Follow order of operations. Here I get 40. Here I get 10. 40 minus 9 is 31. And 31 minus 10 is 21. So I know that my answer is correct. Okay, now we're going to combine those two ideas together. This is combining like terms after distributing. Actually seen expressions like this, we just have not solved equations like this. positive 2. So positive 2 times a positive 1 is a positive 2x. And a positive 2 times a negative 2 is a negative 4. Then I write down everything else I didn't use. You're not used this bottom. Now you're going to notice on the left side of the equal sign that, so I'm looking at this expression, I have like terms. I have a positive 5 and a negative 4. Because they're on the same side of the equal sign, we do what it says. 5 minus 4 is 1. Then I dropped out everything else I didn't use. This is a two-step equation. Bring the non-variable over first, always looking up front. This is a positive one, so I subtract. Always doing the opposite. So I get an answer of 9. X equals 9. We're going to check this, check to see if it's correct. So I'm going to plug in 9 anytime I see X. Make sure I did that right. 5 plus 2 times the quantity 9 minus 2 equals 19. Start inside the parentheses. 9 minus 2 is 7. Multiply. And then add together. Okay, this one's a tricky one. We have 4k minus 3 times the quantity 8k minus 60 equals a negative 20. Okay, go ahead and get a head start on that one. See if you can do it. Okay, here's the trick to this one. When you're distributing, whatever number is connected to the parentheses is what you're distributing. That is a negative 3. You always take the sign out in front. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24k. And negative 3 times a negative 60 is a positive 180. Drop everything else down. On the left side of the equal sign, you need to look to see if there's like terms. So these three terms, I see that I have a 4k and a negative 24k. Because they're on the same side of the equal sign, we do what it says. 4 minus 24 is a negative 20. And drop everything else down. This is a two-step equation. I'm going to bring the non-variable term over first. Same sign sum. Left side of the negative 20k. Make division easier. You can cross out. Cut set of zeros. A negative divided by a negative is positive. 20 divided by 2 is a positive 10. I'm going to check real quick to see if that's right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze it in over here. Let's see. 4 times 10 minus 3 times the quantity, 8 times 10 minus 60 equals negative 20. Not the best idea to squeeze things in because your subtraction signs and your multiplication signs might look alike. Hopefully we wrote clear enough to see what's going on. 80 minus 60 is 20. Negative 3 times 20